Yet more shocking text messages have emerged in the investigation of the January 6th insurrection and Donald Trump's attempted coup, with the investigation now implicating several members of Congress. Democrats, meanwhile, have spent the last day or so chasing their own tails over the president's signature Build Back Better plan. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Of the mind, as I am, that the Republican Party has been captured by an authoritarian cult of goons, weirdos, and asymmetrical crime goblins who always look like they just walked in on their parents having sex with a different set of parents. Mom, Dad, I thought you hated the Petrocellis. No, Rudy, don't let this screw you up for your whole life. And if you agree that Republicans pose an existential threat to democracy if they ever get back into power, then the logical and somewhat sobering conclusion of that belief is that our only hope is the Democratic Party, which is not a comforting thought. It's like being on the outside of the NFL playoff picture and needing the Jets to win. Okay, guys, we're in with a win, a Broncos loss, and a Jets win. So why don't you pack up all your lockers and I'll see you next summer. Yesterday, for example, was quite the roller coaster of incompetence from Democrats. They started the day by announcing that they were abandoning their signature social spending bill, the Build Back Better plan, which sounds like the name of a house-flipping show on HGTV hosted by a married couple who can't agree on anything. I thought you wanted an accent wall. No, I said I wanted shiplap. Well, I think you're full of shiplap. This is why I cheated on you with the Property Brothers. And remember, they do everything together. Democrats said they were shelving their signature Build Back Better plan in order to pursue voting rights legislation, which is also urgently necessary but requires changing the filibuster rules. Then they claimed they were making progress on changing those rules, only to have Senator Kyrsten Sinema announce hours later that she was still against changing the filibuster to protect voting rights, which was then followed up by Senator Joe Manchin, the guy who lives on a houseboat called Almost Heaven, like he's Captain Ron's deadbeat dad, suggesting that he might still be open to a price tag of $1.75 trillion for the Build Back Better plan, and screaming at a reporter who asked him about the bill, quote, "This is bull, you're bull." All in all, a great day for the Democratic Party. Such a grumpy old man move to say to someone not just that they're full of BS, but that they themselves are bull. He sounds like he just got in a fight with a sales associate at Lowe's who told him he can't use a coupon for Duraflame. You're bull, Gary, and I'm taking my business over to Ace Hardware. By the way, I want to take a moment to point out that we have not rolled a clip yet, which is bad news for Wally because he uses the clips to take breaks from holding up the cue cards. I mean, look at his arms right now. Stay strong, Wally!
Seth, please roll a clip. My physical therapist said I can't take much more of this.
All right, I'll do my best to get to it. Manchin's outburst reminds me of this moment from a few years back when the term fake news started to become a thing and Trump hurled it at a reporter like a personal insult.
Can you give us a question?
Don't be...
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you stay categorically?
You are fake news.
He sounded like a gossipy teen at a high school locker. Becky said that Joanna said that Tyler said that Mark said that you are a fake news. Hey, we rolled a clip. Are you happy now, Wally?
Seth, never been better, baby.
Well, I'm glad you're good, Wally, because I'm not doing great. See, yesterday during a closer look, I got all tripped up when Wally held up this card with the words, "So now we what these?" Made no sense. So Wally did this, putting his finger over the "we," which made the sentence make even less sense. Wally, do you now understand that a word was missing and that that word was no?
Yeah, I do, but I needed the no for something else, Seth.
What did you need the no for?
For this. Hey, kids, be nice to your cue card guy because he can you over.
I think Wally counts as a series regular now. Anybody remember what we were talking about? Oh, right, now I do. Here we go. Keep going. It turns out Manchin was calling the reporter bull because the reporter asked him about one of the bill's most important and transformative policies, an extension of the child tax credit that has helped dramatically slash child poverty. If Democrats don't pass Build Back Better, the credit will expire. And on top of that, President Biden just announced that he plans to restart federal student loan payments in February. I mean, Democrats, what's wrong with you? In a midterm year, you want to take away cash for children and make people pay student loans again? What's next? Do we all have to pitch in for Joe Manchin's houseboat renovations? So the Democrats are in bad shape politically and seem to be making things worse for themselves for no reason, which is bad because the party's standing in the wings to retake power. Republicans who tried to stage a coup and remain enthralled to an aspiring authoritarian. With Democrats sputtering, Republicans are hoping inflation and specifically rising meat prices will help them in the midterms. Recently, the White House said the blame for rising meat prices rests in part with meat conglomerates. And then Fox News decided to repeat a term for those companies to deride Biden that, well, let's just say the term was a little distracting.
Everything costs too damn much. First, it was the pandemic's fault. Now it's big meat. Corporate greed and big meat. That's what you do to your rival. Don't you define your rival, in this case, big meat?
But
big meat is something people can remember.
But they're making up a rival, right? So, like, big meat is not their rival.
The guy at the supermarket, Geraldo, with the little gun, the price gun, he shoots it on the meat there. He gets a note from Big Meat every week with the price of the steak's going to be. Big Meat's.
Big meat.
Big meat.
Big Meat.
Why are they saying big meat so much? Is this Fox News After Dark? They sound like they're on a press tour for a porno about a pizza delivery guy. We had a lot of fun making big meat. Tons of on-set pranks. The worst part of that segment came when Rudy got confused and accidentally Googled big meat. Maybe they're just sticking up for big meat because that was Trump's Secret Service code name. Big meat is coming through, I repeat. Big meat is coming through, and it looks like he's with Bacon Bit and Lunchables. They call me Lunchables because I'm always a little wet. This is a good encapsulation of Republican politics right now. It's both very dangerous and very dumb at the same time because when they're not claiming Democrats are targeting big meat, Republicans are also defending Trump's attempted coup while planning the next one. In fact, the committee investigating the coup keeps unearthing more shocking revelations. Last night, we told you about private texts from Don Jr. and several Fox News hosts during the January 6th attack. Now, we're learning about several texts from Republican lawmakers who have so far remained unnamed. In one text before January 6th even took place, an unnamed GOP lawmaker suggests a truly insane plan to have swing states just declare themselves for Trump before the results are even in.
Members of the January 6th committee now, just a moment ago, revealed some more of the text messages that he had willingly handed over to the committee before stonewalling. One of the texts reveals the conversation to overthrow the election results started on November 4th, a day after the election. A lawmaker messages Meadows, quote, "Here's an aggressive strategy. Why can't the states of Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania and other R-controlled state houses declare this is BS and just send their own electors to vote and have it go back to the SCOTUS?"
Anytime someone starts a text with the words, "here's an aggressive strategy," don't open the attachment. Also, the random capitalization is a hint that whatever that person is telling you is going to be super insane. It would honestly look less nutty if Trump's cronies just passed notes to each other with letters cut out from magazines. And that wasn't the only text from an unnamed Republican lawmaker essentially proposing a coup. One text said to Meadows about the plan for a coup, quote, "I'm personally so proud that you're the tip of the spear." Ooh, you never want to hear the words tip of the spear. It's either about an evil plot or someone's
big meat.
And another text to Meadows sent the day after the insurrection failed said, "Yesterday was a terrible day. We tried everything we could in our objection to the 6 states. I'm sorry nothing worked." Now, we don't know yet who exactly sent this text, but we do know that some pro-coup GOP lawmakers have been super shifty about their communications with Trump on that day. A few months ago, a reporter asked Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan if he talked to Trump on January 6th, and he was extremely cagey about it.
Yes or no, did you speak with President Trump on January 6th?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with the president last week. I speak with the president all the time. I spoke with him on January 6th. I mean, I talk with President Trump all the time. I'm actually kind of amazed sometimes that people keep asking this. But of course, I talk with the president all the time. I talked with him, like I said, I talked with him last week.
On January 6th, did you speak with him before, during, or after the Capitol was attacked?
I'd have to go. I spoke with him that day after. I think after. I don't know if I spoke with him in the morning or not. I just don't know. I'd have to go back and I mean, I don't know that when those conversations happened.
Thank you, Congressman Nicholas Fain. I mean, yikes. Jordan would have been better off with humana, humana, humana. Anytime anyone ever talks that fast about anything, it's automatically suspicious, especially in response to such a straightforward question. If you asked your spouse how work was, you'd be suspicious if they said, I don't know, how's work? Work is work. What's work anyway? I mean, it was good. I mean, or I don't know, work, it's work, it's work. I'm just amazed that people keep asking me this question. I was at work. Work is work, it's work, it's work. All right, honey, in that case, I'm gonna call the Property Brothers. Both of them. And yet, despite all of this incontrovertible evidence, the text messages, the secret memos, all the smoking guns, we found out about over the last year, propagandists in the GOP and on Fox News are still trying to rewrite history. Last night, Fox News contributor Lara Trump ludicrously claimed that Trump tried to warn people about the insurrection he himself whipped up.
These people know, whether it's Adam Schiff, whether it's Liz Cheney, whether it's Kinzinger, they all know that Donald Trump didn't orchestrate this whole thing. He didn't tell people to go to the Capitol and break in. He said, let's peacefully and patriotically make our voices heard. But he tried to warn them. So many people tried to warn Nancy Pelosi. So why didn't they have the adequate security there?
I'm sorry, what? Trump tried to warn people about the coup he fomented? Do you mean like the way a serial killer warns the cops about his next move? Did Trump send a fax to the police the night before January 6th with cryptograph and a zodiac symbol? Of course, if Trump ever did that, he would probably sign his name to it. Also, if Trump ever said the word patriot, he'd inevitably end up on a long tangent about how he's best friends with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, we love him. We love him. Great guy. Used to be a patriot, now he's a Buccaneer. We love the Buccaneers, don't we, folks? But we miss the old helmet. Oh, we miss the we was a pirate with a tailored mustache and such beautiful skin. I always said that's how I look if I wore a fancy hat and had a knife in my mouth. And I always wondered, why? Why do you have to have a knife in your mouth? I mean, you gotta be doing something pretty important with your hands if you're gonna put the knife in your mouth. Are you swinging from one ship to another? I don't know. And we're never gonna know. We're never, because they never showed us his body, just the head. Just the head. It's sad. Where was I? Oh, right. Burn that Capitol to the ground and make me president again. Anyway, this is our last closer look of 2021, and we have tried to the best of our ability to spend this year documenting all of the evidence that Trump and his cronies were very much staging a coup, from the secret memos to the newly unearthed text messages, and that they're in the process of doing it again if they get the chance. Everyone knew the reality of what was happening on that day, even Don Jr. and Fox News hosts, as we now know from their private texts. And yet, since then, they've tried to rewrite history. I'm sorry, but if you're trying to tell us now, nearly a year later, that Trump was actually warning everyone about the coup he fomented, then
You are fake news.
No, not the callback clip you were expecting, but that's because it's fake news to suggest that the insurrection on January 6th was just an innocent little get-together, and they were all just hanging out peacefully at the Capitol for a
Big meet.
This has been a closer look. God's Love We Deliver cooks and brings over 2 million meals a year to men, women, and children living with HIV, AIDS, cancer, and other serious illnesses, and they need your help now more than ever. If you're watching this online, you can hit the donate button. Stay safe, get vaccinated. We love you.